Welcome back to the Sara Moore and Midori show. Hi. Today we have Jason Weisgerber with us. And if you are someone who wants to give better presentations and interviews and connect with your audience even more successfully, stay tuned to this. Jason is an executive presentations coach and he is an actor. So he has all kinds of skills he's going to be sharing with us and tips to help you become that successful presenter. So stay tuned. He'll be on in just a few minutes.
And if you don't mind, if you're watching this live or you're going to be watching the recording, share the show with everyone. We are so excited. This is, still a newer project for us, and we're really wanting to get the word out about this show and the difference that our guests are making. So we appreciate it. Without further ado, my name is Sara Moore, and this is my incredible co-host, Miss Midori. We are hosts of the world's first live streaming relationship talk show. I'm an online relationship builder, and I teach my clients how to build relationships using social media. And I believe the ROI in social media stands for relationships, openness, and interest. And Miss Midori is an international relationship coach, helping her clients build thriving relationships offline. Her teaching incorporates the science of neuroplasticity, which stomps out perceived limitations. Together, Midori and I merge online and offline relationship building into this dynamic talk show with incredible guest speakers like Jason, who are pushing the limits in their businesses and building thriving relationships. You can continue the show with us, the conversation after the show on Twitter, and our handles are next to our names. So I'm really excited about today's guest. Are you, Midori?
I'm super excited about Jason. I actually know Jason. I've known him for about a year. We've done some work in the past. And so he has a plethora of skills and knowledge in all kinds of different places. And so we're only hitting on a small part of it today. But Jason is a very interesting guy. And so if we have time, we'll hit on some of his other expertises and his experiences, because he has layers within what he does. So it's going to be interesting talking to him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, okay, did you tell me that you had already started doing some of this meditation that Shalini introduced us to last week? Or
Yes. Okay. So I am so excited about this. So last week I talked about how I've been wanting to meditate, and I listened to Lewis Howes' podcast, School of Greatness, and he interviewed this guy who is kind of crazy like me, and he has a hard time with concentrating. And he's a Good Morning America person. What do you call him? He's the guy. He's a news guy. He's a newscaster.
Oh, okay.
And one day he was doing it. I think it was 16 years ago, and he froze. He had a panic attack and he froze.
Oh, wow.
So he was talking about how he decided to get into meditation and how it transformed him, and how now he has this app. And what I liked was I just resonated with him. I felt like he got me.
Yeah.
And then having Shalini on our show, and she has been doing it a number of years. And when she said, she showed us her little technique, which, just so you know, it's on our Facebook. It's a 25-second clip of what she showed us. But she showed us that little clip, and she said how her business now, from when she was 19 to now where she is, she's 40 something, is easy. And her business is ginormous. But she said now, because she's gained focus and all this, that it's helped. So I thought, well, okay, I'm going to start doing this. Yeah. So long story short, it's been 7 days, and I started doing, it's called 10% Happier is the name of the app.
Okay.
And so I started doing that, and it's about 5 to 10 minutes each day. Everything has just, it's amazing. I feel like, oh my gosh, things are becoming easier. Things that may have made me stumble 2 weeks ago, now I'm just like breezing through. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just breezing through. So it's not like I popped a pill and things changed. It just is like, I'm just clear on what I want. There's the fear, the thing that for most of us that keeps us from going to the next level. Somehow that seems to have just kind of dissipated, and I'm just able to do things that before I would have been like, oh no, I can't contact that person because they're too big or whatever. And I'm contacting these people, and things are happening, and I can see where things are going to be in 6 months from now. And it's really empowering and it's nice. And I go into my day because I do it every morning. But I start my day just more calm, but focused and motivated. And things are just kind of changing. It's nice. It's cool.
Do you feel like you have more clarity?
Yeah. And in kind of a weird sense, like I'll sit here and I do the same thing I have been doing for years, where I come into my office and I pull up my list of what needs to be done. But I feel like now it just, the things that seem to be kind of like a puzzle where I just couldn't put all the pieces together. It just wasn't coming together for whatever reason. I knew what needed to happen, but it just wasn't gelling.
Yeah.
Now it has. And now I'm like, oh, it's so easy. It's so,
I'm
like,
like
I get it.
A sense of peace around.
I think what's happened is that all that monkey chatter that we have going on in our heads, a lot of that's gone. And so it's more, I'm not having those other things saying, oh, you can't do this, or no, but you got this done. And I'm just able to see it. It's almost like, it's just like the picture is forming and I can see it. And it's like, oh, okay, I will call this person or I'll email this person or whatever. And it's
so
just empowering.
Are you doing the recommendation that Shalini gave to us, or are you doing something different?
I'm doing both. So, okay, here's the thing. So Shalini taught us to shake our head like this, and like the negative goes out, whatever negative thoughts you have, and then you put the positive. So I did that with the app. And here's what I noticed. This was the weirdest thing. And this is when I knew it was working. I had total neck pain. I was having, it was on Monday, I think. I had just a really, I was super concentrating on this thing and my neck was so sore. But as I was doing this 10-minute meditation, I felt like this warmth come over it and all that pain went away. What? It was gone. And you could feel it. You could just feel it. It's just like this, like someone put a heating pad on it and it just kind of went away.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the work that I was doing, here's another thing, the work that I was doing, you know me, Sara, how I hate techie stuff. Yeah. You want me to, like website stuff? I figured it all out by myself. All of it. It hurt. My head hurt and my shoulder got tight again, but I could figure it out. Whereas before it would have taken me moons to get that done. So
progress, right?
Progress. It just feels good. It just feels, it's like it's free. It takes 10 minutes. It's a good way to start your day. So
awesome.
I'm sold. I'm going to keep doing it.
Okay. I was going to ask you, you used to do Periscopes. You don't do them as much, but you still do them, right?
Every once in a blue moon. Yeah.
Okay. So Catch, Catch, you've used it, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So for those watching that don't know, Catch is a tool that catches your Periscope videos and it saves them in a stream so that if they, disappear on Periscope, then you'll have them in your Catch stream. Well, Catch wasn't
monetizing.
So Trump voters here.
I've seen that.
I don't even know what to say.
How do you respond to that? That's funny. So we're getting political people now on our show. That's funny. Okay, so Catch.
Yeah, so it's this tool that catches your Periscope videos. Well, Catch hadn't been profitable and wasn't able to generate revenue, and their investors were tired and were not seeing a future for Catch. So they're shutting down, which is kind of a big deal because when we were at the Periscope Summit in California, Catch was a sponsor, I believe. They had kind of a big marketing push around getting people to use Catch. I signed up for it that day. That was like the time I actually got on the platform. So anyways, it's shutting down on May 4th. So just a couple weeks from now. But this is the kicker. And what you need to do is transfer all of your videos to your YouTube. And you can do it for free. So they have like a download link. And I can put together a quick blog on our Sara and Midori blog page on our website. And that way we can get step-by-step instructions to you on like how to save your videos from Catch if you have it. But if you do have Catch, you should be able just to check your email because they're communicating this out to everybody. So
Ooh, yeah, because I think on Periscope, I don't know if any of you guys who are on here have been on Periscope, but I know on Facebook Live, when you do it, you can ask it to save to your phone. And I can't remember on Periscope if that's the same way.
I think you can, yeah.
I think you can. But if you already did all these episodes and you want to save it, that's big.
Well, Meerkat shut down. They closed.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. That was big news. That was a couple weeks ago, maybe a month now. So, yeah, Meerkat shut down. And now Catch shut down. So it's a little, there's kind of a snowball here. So, just.
Yeah, and I think Christian and some of these other people, you guys are live streamers. And so I was telling you, Sara, that I met with a lady earlier this week who has been an online marketer forever, very, very, very successful. But she was saying that she refuses to do live streaming because she thinks it's a fad. I don't know. I think there's a lot of benefits to it. I think it's helping us and our show. And, but I kind of mentioned this to you too. Like, everything does have a time and a fad. If you think about it, everything is a fad. Yeah.
Pretty much everything is. Nothing lasts forever. At the end of the day, nothing is going to last forever. Unless you just find like endless love or something.
Something like that.
So, but in my opinion, nothing really lasts forever. And you just got to take advantage of the world we live in and the opportunities that are available to us. Imagine like if who's like somebody like Christopher Columbus had live streaming and could live stream his way to finding America. You know what I mean? Like,
how cool would that be?
Right? Yeah. It would just be the way that you could maximize the use of a platform, and how much more cooler would that story be having it documented. And so, yeah, it's just what you do with it matters,
Okay. And now that you said that, I want you guys who are listening, one of the guys that we will be featuring on the show live, his name is Sean Swarmer.
I thought you were going to say Christopher Columbus.
And him. We're bringing him back. We're resurrecting him. It's going to be a great show. Don't miss it. Don't miss that one. Okay. But Sean Swarmer, he's the guy who had cancer when he was 16.
Oh, yeah.
15, and then he got it back. All of a sudden I'm hearing myself again. He got it back when he was 16, and now he's like, it's been 25 years and it's gone, but he was told he was only going to survive for a couple of months. It was a big deal. So he has climbed to Mount Everest with one lung, but he is going to come on live and do live streaming with us as he climbs to Mount Kilimanjaro.
That's going to be so cool.
It's going to be
Do you have a date yet, or do we have a date for that?
I need to go back and see. He gave me dates, but it's going to have to be, we're going to have to work with him a little bit because it's not going to be like he can just hop on.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, there's going to be technical issues. So,
yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, I think we should not delay. I think it would be time to bring on Mr. Jason.
Yes, Jason, pop on in. But let me tell you about Jason because, like I said earlier, I've known Jason for a while, and he is just a fantastic guy. But I asked him to come on our show because he is very skilled at presentation skills, and he's going to be talking about that today. But his name is Jason Weisgerber. He's an executive presentation coach. He brings out your hidden talent to communicate more effectively and to connect with your audience, which is huge. If you don't connect with your audience, you're done. And so Jason is a professionally trained and seasoned actor that worked for many years in Los Angeles and New York. And today, in addition to working closely with executives on presentations, you might see him as master of ceremonies for fundraising galas, or as the Pet Pals host on Aurora TV on their newscast. So welcome, Jason.
Welcome, Jason.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Hold on just a minute. I'm trying the meditation. I'm trying the.
How's it working?
This feels
no
great.
Negative thoughts.
Can I just do the entire interview like this? Would this bother people? I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm not on channel.
We might have to kick you off.
Might have to. You're call back in when you get sober.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I love the idea of Christopher Columbus live streaming his
Resurrecting.
adventures, Sarah.
Yes.
High five. That, great idea. Live streaming is good.
Yes, I agree.
So yeah.
Are you using it? Are you live streaming very much?
I don't live stream very much, but I've taken part in when I first was going to do the Enoughness sessions as a talk show type of thing. I can talk more about that. Enoughness is a book that I wrote, so it's a message that it was promoting, and I was going to do the Enoughness sessions as a talk show, and I had a live streaming company that came in and did a few test pilots with me with their technology, which was a wireless live streaming capacity, so you could be anywhere essentially and broadcast live. So, but now they've got Periscope and so many other things that live stream. But I don't use live streaming right now, but a lot of news channels will start using live streaming a lot more often too. So anyway, I do get, I've subscribed to Facebook Live updates for the Today Show.
So I get notified when they go live. Yeah, they are. They're all starting to kind of use it. It's a great platform. People are there.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yep. Digital media.
It's
I can talk about it all day. I'm sorry. I'm such a geek. I can talk about it all day.
By the way, you guys look fantastic. I feel a little, I don't know, underdressed or overdressed, but you both look great.
Okay, but let's not forget what we're wearing on below. So Jason told us he's wearing nothing. I'm wearing workout stuff with my little pink shoes. Because Sarah makes us do this 135 squat challenge today, which is going to, oh my gosh, my butt is going to hurt.
I have been like every Friday and Saturday, I'm like crippled. I can't walk anymore.
Oh my gosh, this is such a great challenge. Can't wait.
That's great. I'm going to relax then with you ladies. I'm going to take my jacket off.
That sounds great.
Totally relax because get ready because we're going to start throwing questions.
Meditation. The meditation got you to that point of relaxation.
We're
about to dive deep into this interview now.
Yes.
It's so true, which actually relates to presentations, good presentations.
Adapting. Being able to adapt. And here's just a quick one for me, and I'm going to ask you your opinion on it. So I was doing a stage presentation in LA, and the person right before me hypnotized the audience. He did like this whole thing where he did like a little meditation. He didn't hypnotize them. He did like a little meditation with them. And then I had to come on. And mine was about energy. And I'm like, seriously, they're asleep. And now I have to come on and get them riled up and like focused. Come on, guys, focus on me. We're not sleeping now. Exactly. So, I mean, I came out, I tried to get the energy up and, I did what I could. But Jason, what do you do in that situation?
That's a really good question because, and I'll give you a great example and go with me on this because it's kind of a good story. So I still do. I heard you introduce me a little bit and I heard you say that I'm an actor and I'm actually a former actor and I still do some acting for fun, but it's not necessarily my profession right now. But I got hired recently to play Jesus at a nearby church through my agent to play Jesus. And I'll show you some. I can show you some pictures.
Well, Jason, what was really funny is instead of saying Christopher Columbus, I was going to say, what if Jesus had live streaming? And what I was like, well, I didn't know if I should say that. So I was like, Christopher Columbus. So now I feel like I should have said Jesus.
Jesus. Well, that would have been a whole story. Yeah.
And now look, he's right here. If he had live streaming, he would just show up live like this.
This is exactly. So this is me as Jesus.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that neat?
It's very cool. Who knew?
So anyway, what's the point? The point is, so they did several shows over the Easter weekend and I played Jesus, but I also play the narrator who, the Jesus part was actually filmed and projected onto a 50-foot screen. This church is a mega church. It was amazing. It was a great experience. But so one of the things that I do is I also play the narrator, which comes out and I basically talk for 30 straight minutes. And we had on Sunday a 8 a.m. service. And on Saturday, the previous day, we had a 5 p.m. and a 7 p.m. where a lot of energy, you know, a huge crowd and tons of really great, you know, people just really into the whole thing because they went deep into this story. It was really great production. So it's 8 a.m. on Sunday, and I come out as the narrator, and I start speaking and doing my thing and the whole thing, and I'm looking out, and there's probably, you know, 5,000 people out in this audience, huge audience, but it was silent and quiet. It was morning, it was early, and so everybody was in that space too, where they were sort of like, listen, I'm waking up. I don't need too much of this right now, just a little bit. So but that's what's important about being a performer or doing presentations, is really checking in constantly with your audience in some way or another to see where they are and meeting them where they're at. Because a leader isn't and I see a lot of motivational speakers do this. They talk really loud or really fast to catch your attention. But if they don't feel like they're catching your attention, they'll do it more. So they'll talk faster and they'll talk louder, and soon enough you feel like you're being sort of barraged and beaten by the speaker. And listen, something works for everyone, right? Some people love to be spanked and brushed and, you know, tortured as they're listening to motivational things.
That's a different show, Jason. That's a different show.
It is. Midori, this stuff always comes up when I talk with you. Anyway.
I know.
So you know, I quickly adapted to the audience, and I really just quieted it down. And it's an energetic thing, but it's also it's a vocal thing. But I just slowed it down a little bit and quieted it down, and I made sure that I at least felt that I was energetically connecting with where my audience was. And once I really felt like I had that connection, it's like, you know, it was water finding itself. So coming to the same level. And at that point, that's when I could start to take the lead of where I wanted them to go energetically, or for the purposes of this story. Because eventually, soon there were massive choir songs that came out, and it was full scale band and tons of energy. So I actually was like, well, look, I mean, I wasn't thinking this, but this is essentially what I did. I just sort of matched the audience where they were for a few beats, for a few moments, and then slowly started to pick up my energy and pick up my voice and pick them up with me and bring them with me. And that kind of awareness, I think, is essentially, first of all, it's learnable through practice and through some other tools and things. But it's also, I think, one of the most critical things that a really great presenter in any situation can learn and can have. So
what do you think are other qualities of great presenters? Are you kind of born to be a great presenter, or are there certain qualities, if you focus on these 3 things or number of things, you really can become a great presenter?
I think anybody can become a great presenter. And I love, and you know, some folks are born with more magnetism or charisma than others, and they're naturally extroverted and belong on stage. But it's funny, if you read some of the articles that are coming out now on great leaders and great speakers, they'll say that extroverts are not necessarily the greatest leaders anymore. It's the introverts that are sensitive to the situation, to other people. They're empathic. And so it definitely is, anybody can become a great presenter. In fact, I was one of Brendon Burchard's very first employees, which I think I'm really proud of. I think he's one of the great speakers and teachers out there as well.
Yeah.
And anyway, so he used to bring in, you know, and I was helping to do some very simple things, manage those huge live events that he did, and essentially take care of all of the people when he wasn't speaking. So on the breaks that we had, or in the mornings or in the afternoons, I would go and engage with these 500,000 person audiences. And I remember meeting this one dude who was just struggling in life. He had Coke bottle thick glasses. His hair was long and messy and scruffy. He wore a suit that was 3 times too big for him. And he was just, you know, he was just a mess. And it was like Pigpen from Charlie Brown. So wherever he went, people moved away from him, and I do the opposite. I went straight to him, and I was like, John, what do you do, man? What are you all about? And he starts talking to me and telling me what he's doing, and it blew my mind. He was, at the time, I always explain this wrong, but he was basically writing a book for the military. He was translating a book into Arabic, so that the folks that were, this was years ago, so that the folks that were in the Middle East, the United States military that was in the Middle East could read his manuals to understand the culture in our language, and then he would translate the exact same thing into Arabic and give it and wanted to give it to the Middle East armies as well, so everybody could sort of understand each other. And I thought it was so bizarre that he was doing this in a war zone, in a military situation. But this is the way his mind worked naturally. And he'd say to me, man, I don't know how I'm ever going to be like Brendon or Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins used to come out, with us. And I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I was like, I just stopped him. I was like, John, dude, I don't even, this is all new to me too. But everyone has a unique way of telling a story. And everyone loves to hear stories. So all I want to do is, I'm fascinated by what you just told me. And you're a weird looking, and I'm straight up, you're a weird looking dude, man. You're bizarre. You're so bizarre. But I want to push you into who you are, not away from who you are. That's how you become a great presenter. That's how you become who, people are going to want to listen to you. Brendon and Tony have their own thing. They are who they are. And so you be who you are. I said, there's two things that you can focus on to be a great presenter. One is either your style, which is the way that you present, or the how. I mean the what, which is what you present, your content. And this particular guy, I said, focus on your content. Just talk to us. Don't think about being a good presenter. You're the type of person that's going to be nervous. I don't have any practices that are going to help you with the level of nerve experience. So,
you don't have a meditation course or anything?
I do.
I can help you out with that.
I have preparations, and I'll tell you about warm up and rehearsal process that will help as well. Just some technical things. So with John, I just pushed him into himself, and I said, focus on the content, because for you, trying to become, a great magnetic, energized speaker is probably not going to be your way. So anybody can become a great speaker, but don't be something that you're not. And if you're not comfortable speaking in front of people, focus on your content. And just let people hear your content. Don't make it be about you so much. Just focus on the content, and then you'll start to warm up and become a good presenter that way. So
that's a good tip. Okay, so you mentioned a second ago that you were going to give us some ways. I know for a lot of us, getting up and presenting makes us want to go hurl in the bathroom. And so, what are your tips there, Jason? How do you get rid of those nerves so that you can give a great presentation and get your message across?
Vote for Trump. I just saw that. Vote for Trump. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Spend.
I'm looking at the feed there. That's so funny. Trump's a great presenter for darn sure.
Very good presenter. We should get him on here.
You should.
We should.
Midori, what I think you should Midori, what I think you should do is vote for me.
We have him.
How do you become a great presenter, Trump? You vote for me. What did you ask me?
So what we're going to do, we're going to have you be one of the, what do you call those when you can embody somebody and you can act like them? So we're going to have you be Trump and Jesus.
Trump.
We'll have you do it later.
That sounds good. Thank you. Yeah, later.
Later. Great TV. Okay, so what I asked you was, it's all right. Let me just repeat it. It's all right. So what I asked you was, if you're nervous, which many of us are, even for those of us who've done it for years, before you get up and present, what are some tips? What are some exercises we can do to help us to calm those nerves down, other than drinking? Because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's really the only way. My response was going to be, there aren't any. You're screwed. Good luck.
What? That's terrible advice.
Sorry.
Drink.
I seriously have been acting and been in the performance world to some level for a long time, more than 15 years. And when I did that Jesus thing, which was really only a 30-minute show at a church, I was so nervous every time we got up to do the performance. So it's a very natural, very normal thing. Yeah, I think that the thing to recognize is that it's energy to use, and there are lots of different ways to use that energy. To ground yourself in the beginning before going out, having a routine is critical. Something that you do the same way every single time. So for me, I do a series of stretches with my body to just loosen my body up. So it doesn't matter, that doesn't have to be specific. Do something that you loosen your body up for 3 to 5 minutes. Do some kind of stretching, full body stretching that just gets you, into your body. Then you've got to find a way to warm up your voice before you're presenting. So if you're backstage like I was, and there's a huge audience outside and you can't make noise, or wherever you happen to be, can't make noise. I do it in my car on the way. I'll just sing along with the radio, sing some songs along with the radio, with the purpose of just keeping my voice warm. If you're backstage, or if you're just getting ready to go out, even like, you guys had me on pause here before I came on the show. Yeah. And I'll just sit and I'll just kind of hum. And I'm warming up my throat, I'm warming up in my chest, so I'm humming. So I've already stretched out my body, and now I'm doing some sort of vocal warm up, get my voice primed. Here's another interesting thing that I would add to any presenter. This is an actor's warm up, but a facial warm up, where you go through,
like that.
Watch Sarah, do that again.
Wow, I didn't know you were so skilled.
Do that. Do the happy face. Do the sad face.
Wait, what else can we get her to do?
That was like
I am very expressionful. I wear my expressions. It's just a natural thing for me.
You do. You have a great face for expressions. That's true. Are you an actor?
No, I should be. Do you have any connections?
I do. Where are you? You're in Philadelphia?
Ohio.
No. Call Brad Moss at the ABC agency. No, I don't know. But anyway, yes, you have a very expressive face. So you have some kind of face warm up, right? Where you might go through the emotions, the happy, sad, angry, shock, surprise, and just do that several times to warm up your face. I know it's going to look really strange, but I'm going to do that right now. Okay. And the other thing you can do is do the crunch your face really small and make it really big. So I'll do this. It's a good thing that I'm single, so that this is the thing that's going to sell me. But you crunch your face, like really, and it feels so good. It's like when you're at the gym and you're flexing really hard. It just feels good. Like tighten your face. And,
Midori, you should see your face.
Because that doesn't look like it feels good at all.
It's not, Midori. Everything in life is not about feeling good. Okay, some things are about just doing the right thing.
See, and I throw that out. Like when I do this, I'm throwing it out.
Exactly. But some kind of thing. So those are some ideas to warm up your face. So you've done some body stuff, you've done some voice stuff, you've done some face stuff, and then take time to sit down in a chair, close your eyes, and sit down and just get still for about 2 or 3 minutes. Just be still, breathe, and relax. When it's your time to get up and go, stand up again, just kind of warm get back into your body and go on out. And all that nervous energy is most likely going to still be there, but now you're warmed up. You've warmed up all the channels in your body, in your face, and your voice. So you can use that energy like I'm doing now. So if I'm out there and I'm nervous, well, I can use my voice to dissipate some of that nerve. I can use my face more. So I'm like, they think I'm, energetic, or I'm just really trying to catch their attention, which is great. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to just release some of my energy for a while so I can get back to a place where I can then, again, pay attention to where my audience is at, become aware, and then match them, and then get into a place where I can lead them where I want them to go. Do I want them to be right here with me? Am I talking about something that's really important that I want them to hear from the heart? And I'm slowing down. Or is it something
I'm leaning in, and then you're making someone leaning in. Yes. And is that a book? Is that what the book is about? Lean in? Is it about like how to talk to let people lean in?
do I get them to do this?
Lean in. I want to create a book that says if you're going to do any video on the internet, put your face as close to the camera as you can.
That would be a great video.
A blabathon where everybody just puts their face right in the camera. The blabathon. I just invented a blabathon.
The blabathon. Sarah.
Yeah. I have ideas. Where do they come from?
You're next. Let's see. We haven't seen you up real close.
Let's see your eye.
Real close. Get in there. There we go. We love you, everybody. Anybody that's watching, we hope that touched you in a special way.
Yes. Okay, so in case that didn't work.
So does that help? So let me, before you go on to that, does that make sense? Does that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, just kind of getting into your routine. And I think the more you do it, it's getting that pattern, that rhythm, right?
That's the first time you do something, it's going to be hard. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. Like jumping on these shows, this is nothing. Do you get nervous? Are you guys nervous?
I'm not.
Not on this kind of situation, but I'm in my house, but in front of an audience, typically for a presentation in front of an audience, even if it's one-on-one, if it's an interview for a job, if it's a one-on-one conversation, or if it's a group presentation, that's typically where people will feel the nerves and want to be, but yet want to be at their best.
The last presentation I did, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was late because I thought they booked it at 9:30 and they booked it at 9. Or no, they booked it at 8:30 and I thought they booked it at 9. So I was like, okay, the earliest I can be there is 8:35. And so I was like, I'm booking it. So the people there put the music on, got it going. I'm racing there, and while I'm in the car, I'm like, la la la.
Yeah, exactly.
What are my boys?
You're going,
and then yeah, I wasn't doing the face thing. I should have. And then I just run in, and I've got all this energy because I'm like, oh, I made it, And then I'm like, hey guys, and it was just everybody was in shock because it's 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, okay, hold on, I just need a minute to because I'm on edge. You guys are chill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so what about
your audience? Sorry, go ahead.
Let me just say this too. That to the point of what I was just talking about, is not exactly to do the exercises exactly the way I said them, but it's to do the routine the same way, for the same amount of time, kind of thing.
Oh.
Because it just is it's a brain pattern. So that the nerves come up, you sit down, you do these routines, the brain starts to go, oh, okay, I got control. I know exactly what I'm doing. There's no reason to freak out. And it starts to settle your nerves just by going through that process. And after that, because this is the whole science behind meditation anyway.
Yeah.
It's not exactly the type of meditation. It's the fact that you meditate daily as a routine. And each time you sit down in that posture, your body goes, oh, I know what's going on. Chill.
Yeah.
And so this routine before giving a presentation is something that you can create on your own. You can use some of the things that I gave. Just do it every time.
It's almost like when you're hungry and you feed your body, right. It says, okay, I know that I'm not going to be hungry now. I can relax. So when you're nervous, you do this thing for your body, and then your body knows, okay, I can relax now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And guys, secret, Tony Robbins has a routine still. And he did it when we were at Brendon, he came out to speak on Brendon's stage when I was working for Brendon. And he asked us to have, I don't know if this is proprietary information, probably not. Tony, call me if you don't like what I'm talking about, brother, because I'd love to talk with you anyway. No.
Come on the show, Tony. Come on.
So he would ask us to bring in one of those small round trampolines. Everybody probably knows this anyway, actually. And he jumps on this trampoline for 5 minutes.
Before he presents?
Right before he presents.
You should just do an acrobat show before. That way everybody can be entertained by it and he's getting the same impact. That'd be awesome.
And Tony Robbins is 6'12", 700 pounds. He's a giant dude. And so it's so interesting to see him backstage and
jumping up and down.
But he's focused. I mean, he's got his whole thing on and he's just getting in his zone. So, it works
that's
for him.
awesome.
Yeah. And it's an NLP trick as well.
Well, that's what I want to ask you about is NLP. So I know there's a few people who've just hopped on. What we're talking about, this is Jason Weisgerber. He is a professional executive presentation coach, and he's telling us how to get more effective, whether it's in an interview or a presentation. If you guys have questions, go ahead and type them in and we'll get those asked to Jason. But so
Please.
NLP, for those of you who don't know what that is, and I don't know it that well, but I know that it's isn't it kind of a language that you can use to become
neuro-linguistic programming? So it's pretty interesting. And I'm with you, Midori. I didn't go down that route and study NLP, although a lot of my colleagues did and do. Mm-hmm. And has a ton of value in it. But just listen to the title of the system, neuro-linguistic programming. So neuro is brain, linguistic is words, programming. Program your brain with intentional words to create a particular state of being, essentially. So I don't want to go too much further into it than that because I don't know it well enough. But it's very powerful. So Tony Robbins started his I think, does a lot of neuro-linguistic programming. Brendon uses it. It's just a way to both train yourself and program yourself to be in a state that you choose. Now, I teach, my book is about enoughness, which is really about choosing a fostering a feeling or a state of being. So NLP is a similar concept in the state of, but it also helps you sort of when you're working with audiences. So you can use certain words to shift brain patterns to the people you're talking to. So anyway, onward. Okay, so you talk about transparency too in your presentation. What do you mean by that? So, that's the other thing about it. Listen, I come to presentation skills from an acting and a performing background. So I'm always like, what is the deal? Break the rules. This is about a presentation that you're giving with information that you find valuable that the audience is there to have. It should not be too uptight or professional. So then, that's why some of the executives like working with me, because I loosen them up and I get them to be more themselves. In fact, I coached with a group it's a consulting group locally here in Denver. And they're a fairly conservative group, but they do really good work with government type agencies. So they need to be somewhat conservative. But I did a training with them on presentations, and I had them go through somewhat like a sales pitch, right? So there's 6 people around the table. Each one of them gave their 3 to 5 minute deal. And then I would coach them specifically. And every single one of them, by the end of it, we said, what do you think? What was different? And they said, what's so great? I just kind of felt like I had the power and the support and the encouragement to just kind of be myself instead of what I thought I should be doing. And when I was able to do that, more of my own words started to come out and my own ways of describing things. And I felt more creative and spontaneous within the boundaries of what I'm trying to present. And I was like, that's the key. So to me, transparency is vulnerability. Another word for that is somewhat of, vulnerability, which is sharing with people some personal aspects of yourself for the purposes of communicating an idea. So to me, transparency is simple. It could be as simple as sharing something about yourself during or for the presentation. And in fact, one of the things I'll say is when you start out a presentation, in the very beginning, to loosen yourself up and to connect with the audience, tell them what you ate for breakfast. Or tell them what happened. Tell them something about what happened. Like Sara just did on the way in. I was late to this freaking thing, and I'm ripping into the thing, and I'm like freaking out, huffing and puffing, and that's kind of somebody that's a way for somebody. We're voyeurs. We love to hear personal juice.
Yeah,
that's true. So I love that, Jason. Kind of getting connected with them and just saying, hey, my day was terrible because, or not, I wouldn't want to start with a negative, but, and just being transparent. And then it makes you get into yourself, just like you said, and you feel more comfortable. And you can always tell a presenter or someone who's speaking they're in their zone, right? And they're just comfortable and things are just flowing. You can always tell. And you want to listen to them more.
Right? Now, that's a good point. And it doesn't even have to be something verbal. You don't have to be directly transparent. If you've ever watched have you ever seen the Dalai Lama speak live? It's
no.
it's pretty amazing, and he's hard to understand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like what he's saying is incredible. It is incredible, but it's just his openness when he's there. He's just open. And there's thousands of people out there, and he'll be there and he giggles and he makes funny noises, but he just is, present. And that to me is, in terms of transparency, it's just, there are several ways you can be transparent. You can tell a story about your day, your morning. You can tell a story about your something in your life that relates to the presentation, that I do constantly, and make it a little risky. It's like when I talk about enoughness, and I say, listen, there was a moment at 2 a.m. in a Los Angeles City park where I had just gone to two double-header movies to try and escape this intense depression that I was going through, that I've been stuck in for years. And I broke down. I broke down in the middle of the park. I fell to my knees, and I just was like crying, weeping and screaming, cursing everything. And I just freaked out, snot's out of my nose, and there's nobody around me, but I was like, I just totally broke down. And that's hard to admit. It's hard to say. I lost it. I just lost it. I lost my entire sense of self. But then there was this breakthrough that came right after it, where the entire park became illuminated. And I'd never experienced this crystal clear, pure peace and light in the middle of the night. So, I constantly just use my story to make a point that the breakthroughs are possible, that change is real, that living in this state of fulfillment or strength or love is actual, is real, right? So you're using this transparency to connect for the purposes of telling of passing along your message, even if it's a message that's like a PowerPoint on business strategy, especially if it is, I think.
The webinars.
Yeah.
The webinars. One other thing I want to mention about Jason, because again, for those of you who've just come on, I love that we have some new people. Jason is a professional executive. Am I saying this? Professional executive presentations coach, but he has a plethora of other information. But one thing I want to say about Jason is that Jason was a huge introvert. Didn't you say you basically really didn't speak until you were in your teens?
Exactly. I didn't really talk until I was like 14.
Yeah, and look at you now. You're kind of taking over our show.
Sorry.
Totally kidding.
That's not cool.
No, we love you here. Just kidding.
Yeah, I was very introverted for a very long time. I remember that experience when I was younger. It was just I felt like a giant eyeball or a giant ear. I was just constantly like, wow, whoa, observing everything and freaked out by everything. And so I just was very quiet. And then I got into acting.
But I just love that. And so that's why I wanted you to come on, is because I know your story and you're so good at what you do. And then you have the experience with Brendon Burchard and Tony Robbins. So you're pretty well rounded as far as this goes.
Well, introverted will do that to you. At some point you go, okay, I've had enough. I need to find my way. I need to get out into the world and participate and contribute. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, listen, this has been really exciting, but there's this thing that we do on our show. You might know it if you know Midori, but it is called the Truth or Truth Game.
Oh, yeah. I do know that. Okay, I love it.
Okay. So you have to answer the question right if you would like to be ever invited back as a guest.
That's great.
Questions really matter here. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with our very first question. Okay. When you are attending a formal dinner party, what do you bring? Do you bring a small gift like a bottle of wine or flowers, a bag of chips and some soda, or yourself, your presence?
I bring what was the first one?
I don't remember. Hold on.
A small gift.
A small gift.
Like a bottle of wine or flowers.
A small gift.
Okay.
Good answer.
Wow, that's a good answer. That was the right answer.
Was it?
I don't know.
And I mean, well, because bringing myself, it just is kind of, yes, that's kind of, that's the known thing.
That's a given.
Thank you. I was clearly trying to be funny and it didn't work. But yeah, I am the given. No, a bottle, a small gift for sure.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a good answer. Okay. Well, I have even a better question. Are you ready, Jason? You're used to me. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Midori Verity. I'm a relationship coach. So that's where this question comes from. So Jason, your lover has delicately suggested that your performance in bed is lacking. So what's your reaction to her? A, I'd ask her to tell me what she didn't like and what she'd prefer. That's A. B, I'd be a little suspect, or I'd be a little upset and embarrassed, but I get over it. And then C, I'd naturally assume she's insane and break up with her.
That's great. I wonder you wanted to ask me about transparency. These are some
choice
seriously.
C. Everybody's voting choice C here.
Choice C.
So we're going to ask you some, some fun questions like when you're in bed and you're not very good. What do you do to change that?
That's the risk of coming on our show.
That is.
You got to answer the question right. This is a lot of pressure.
Well,
and we can tell when it's not true.
We can.
You can tell?
We can tell.
Like
we have skills.
Like vibrate.
That's true. It's true. I don't know what happened there. All I heard was work, though. So, number one for sure.
Okay.
Number one, I'd ask her. Oh, okay. Really? You'd ask her to tell you what she didn't like and what you prefer? Not.
I think most men would.
Wait, say it again, Midori.
Okay, so your answer would be, I'd ask her to tell me what she didn't like and what she prefer.
Yeah.
Yes, because I would assume that if, by the way, this ties back to what Sara said earlier in the introduction when she was talking about something that's eternal and that everything breaks down unless there's something eternal like eternal love or something. Like she said it in a way that she didn't quite believe that it was possible. I'm here to say that it very much is. And so if I'm make sure that no one's around in bed, I'm assuming that it's with my lover, my soulmate, the woman that I want to be with. So if that comes up, then I'm going to say, baby, tell me what's going on. Let's talk about this. Let's learn together.
This guy's got some relationships.
But seriously,
Jason, you have kind of a twin. Jason is my friend. He's my Snapchat friend. Are you on Snapchat, Jason Weisgerber?
Am I on Snapchat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you should follow my friend here in the comments, Javon to go. He's a really cool guy. But anyways, his name is Jason too. So, but he's a lot like you. You guys remind me of each other a lot.
Is that right?
Yeah, and he's here just having a lot of fun with us right now.
I like that name. I like that Javon to go. That's great.
That's a great key name. I like it.
Okay. All right, my turn. You are at a party and an attractive guest mentions that they have a waterbed. Do you change the subject to something more tasteful? Say, that sounds nice, or mention that you have a new snorkel you've been dying to try out.
I couldn't have said it better myself, and that was exactly going to be my answer. For sure, the snorkel.
Snorkel, okay.
Oh, really?
That's
have a snorkel.
Let's go.
Dying to try it out?
Oh, that's funny. Okay. What compliment
By the way, ladies,
this is
even Midori, relationship coach person. It's a good question. If I'm talking to a woman, and it's sort of a get to know you situation, and she starts talking about stuff like offhandedly, and so I got a waterbed because I like waterbeds, or I did something that's somewhat, I don't know, provocative. What does that mean? What does that mean to the guy.
That she thinks you're hot and she wants to go check out the waterbed.
Are you sure? That's what we think.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of gray area here. So that's what you're talking to you about their water bed, and they're leaning into you and they're doing things like twirling their hair.
Come on, yes.
Then,
well, if she's like, so I have a water bed, that's clearly
that's a good sign.
She wants,
Good sign.
Yes, but no, I mean, if it's kind of like, sorry, I had to open up the window here. Anyway, so
because it's getting hot.
It's getting a little hot in here.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have the answer because I wouldn't say something like that to somebody unless I was trying to do a cheesy pickup line and I didn't really know how to break the ice. And my first pickup line failed, which is, do you know how much a polar bear weighs?
No.
That's your pickup line? Are you kidding me?
Enough to break the ice. That's my best one.
I love that one.
So yeah, I mean, normally I don't think like, a lady is going to say, I have had a waterbed. I don't know.
That's true.
So
I want to share with the men out there that are looking for a great pickup line. I have one as well for the men. I guess women could use this too. But you say, I wish I could be a tear so that I could be born in your eye, live on your cheeks, and die on your lips.
I would probably get rid of that one. I'd stick with Sarah's.
Sarah's
is better. She wins.
Can you imagine? Because that should be in a sitcom because it's funny and it's really good. But if you actually used it, you'd be a sociopath. You'd be like,
yeah,
I wish I was a tear. And she's like, you're a creepy.
Yeah. We like my whole like people would all like scurry to like get out fast.
I'm like, dude, I don't know what happened. I did the tear thing, and she was like, left.
Why does it keep happening?
I don't know. But I have to tell you, okay, so we have our squat challenge starting right now on another blab. So I'm going to post the link in this show. And everybody that's tuning in right now, click the link, jump over, attempt to do 135 squats with us today. It's totally going to happen. But before we end our show, we want to know, Mr. Weisgerber, how may we continue to connect with you? Where do you hang out and socially?
Whoa.
Where can we go pick up on you?
Yeah. Where can we go break the ice?
You know the hangouts.
The best way to reach me and just to find out about all the different things that I'm doing is through my website, enoughness.sessions.com.
Okay.
And you can also on my hire. I have really simple website. There's 3 pages, but on the hire page, you can find my email, my contact information, and contact me directly. And then I've got some packages there if you want to talk about me coming to speak or to do some coaching or just check out the enoughness message and everything. I've got a book that you can click on there to take a look at as well. So That's it.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're really excited that we got to meet you and have you on today. So I'm sorry that we kind of have to, I guess because we started late. Is that what happened, Midori?
We were having problems with sound, technical
I mean, there's
issues.
so many questions. Like I didn't get to do my popcorn questions. I didn't get to find out like what book you're reading right now. I need to know these things.
Oh my goodness.
So like we'll have
you back, Jason.
I'll have to come back on. We're just wetting the whistle, I think.
Yes, we are. So click the link that I just put here to go over to our next show. And I'm also going to post the link to next week's show with Rob Howes. So join me. It's also my birthday. So I might have some cake or something, but you might not be able to eat it, but I might eat it in front of you. So we will have a good time next week, that's for sure. So that's the link to our next show. And we're going to jump over and do some squats. If you can join us, Jason.
Before we squat, thank you so much. You two are fantastic. I really enjoy it. You do a really good show. You're a good team. Thank you.
Thanks. We love it. Thank you so much. You're a great guest. You're lots of fun and very funny. So
good.
And come over. You're doing squats with us, right? You already told us.
Happy squatting. What do you mean I'm doing squats? Literally?
You got to click this link and squat with us.
Where is that? Let's see here. The Rob Moore?
Nope,
squat
one
challenge.
above it. Squat challenge. So we will see you there.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, Midori, don't close Blab. Remember, we need to save the recording. Okay. Bye.
Signing
Remember, if you're looking for more, give more. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.